And,
perfect timing. Right at 6. Look at you.
Yes.
You go with all the timing and things.
Look at that,
Really?
man. Super duper timing.
I mean, super duper timing.
Super duper time. Super
Not
duper
even
time.
repping. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's what they all say. Ugh. Right. All right.
Let's fire this off.
Why is that a whoa? I'm looking at this headline. No decided that's still a no. I don't think they're gonna win the whole thing. Man.
Oh, wow. I don't know. It seemed like you were rooting
man.
for us, man. You were saying, "Go New York, go New York, go New York."
What do you mean? This it's you know what? It's hive juice. It's like cult juice.
Oh, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. Kind of like how I was drinking the Kool-Aid when I moved to Philly with the Eagles.
Yeah, but that's not this isn't real Kool-Aid. All right? It's not like Phoenix is anywhere close to winning a chip right now. In fact, I'll probably still say something where I think Indiana's got a shot to win the series like today. Like that's probably what's going to happen.
You think wait. Say that one more time.
I'm going to make a case for why Indiana can win the series.
I don't think that happens, but I'm interested to hear.
Listen, you can make an argument for anything right now. With 4 teams left. Come on. What are we talking about? Like that's not impossible. You're sitting. They just beat Cleveland and dusted them. Like it's far from impossible. To sit here and tell me it's impossible is ridiculous, and also a lot. Because it very much is.
I mean, it's definitely not impossible. Yeah. You got to respect your opponent, but man, come on.
What do you mean, man? Come on. Everyone said that.
Everyone said what?
Everyone said that's not happening. Everyone said that Cleveland was gonna win.
Oh yeah, everyone said the Celtics.
And Indiana was like, oh yeah. That's also true. Like I'm not, but that's my exact point. You proved my point. Just because everyone says something's gonna happen doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody's saying the Knicks are gonna win this series.
I think most people are. If you had to give
most people are, but like
if you had to give a whole lineup. Okay, fine. If you give a whole lineup of like 11 NBA analysts, I'm pretty sure at least I would argue you're more likely to see all 11 of them pick the Knicks in X amount of games than any of them pick Indiana at all. That'd be my argument. That'd be my case.
Well, yeah. You would be more likely to see all 11 NBA analysts pick the Knicks, but you could say that for anything technically. You know?
Yeah, but that happened with Boston, and that happened with Cleveland, and it's probably going to happen when all the analysts line up and pick this series. That's my point.
I don't think so.
All those analysts
I think
are all wrong.
People are going to pick the favorite. But like it doesn't have any bearing on what actually happens. But we could get into that.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. I think Indiana can win the series.
They definitely can. It is a possibility. It is possible. Let me make sure. I'm connected to the right microphone here. Yeah, I'm connected to the right microphone. Perfect.
Doubting the Pacers. I don't know, man. It just feels like there's too many people doubting Indiana. New York's gonna get picked by you've got. I'll give you another number. You put 20 analysts, line them up all in a row, decide who wins the series. They're all gonna say Knicks amount of games. No one's picking Indiana.
I mean, we haven't seen that yet, but yeah, that would make sense because the Knicks are favored.
Because it happened with Boston over New York, and that was between a 2 and a 3.
You know, we can dive into the nitty gritty of why you think Indy could win the series in a second, but I just wanna welcome the masses into the show. People of Earth, hello, we're back for episode 28. The conference finals have been set, and against all odds, my New York Knicks have made it to the conference finals.
Against all odds, guys.
Woo! You hear that? Wait, can we get some Knicks hype in here?
It's against all odds.
Go New York! Go New York! Go! Go New York! Go New York! Go! Go New York! Go New York! Go! Woo! Woo! Woo!
That's crazy. Jeez, dude.
But before we get into that, I want to do. We got to start with the small victory segment. I feel like, and my small victory this week is, man, I was driving the other day. It feels like summer. I got a watermelon the other day. Cut into it. It was a good ass watermelon, man. That's the small victory for this week. Had a good watermelon, and it feels like summer.
That's crazy, man. That's a good. I hope that watermelon was amazing, man. Because it is summer, man. It's called climate change, man.
Well, I mean, I don't think climate change is responsible for it feeling like summer May 21st. Like, I mean, before climate change was a thing, it could feel like summer May 21st, but we still got May 20th. But we still got a whole month until it's technically summer. So like, also,
summer, dude.
Speaking of it feeling like summer, well, I mean, it's not technically not summer till June 21st. But speaking of it feeling like summer, the groundhog. What's the groundhog's name?
I don't know.
Puxatony Phil. Yeah.
Who names groundhogs then?
I don't know.
It's a terrible name.
The groundhog, Puxatony Phil's dad? I don't know.
So you're saying this groundhog is Puxatony Phil Jr.?
No. Punxsutawney. I don't know Punxsutawney Phil's dad's name, but that's the groundhog's name. And the groundhog, I don't know if it's 6 more weeks of winter, when he sees its shadow or what. But the groundhog has been wrong more than he has been right. Punxsutawney Phil is very inaccurate. He said that it was going to still be cold for 6 more weeks, and it feels like summer, man.
Dude, okay, first of all, it's a groundhog seeing its shadow, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's okay. I don't want to do a 20-minute history lesson on why we trust a groundhog looking at its shadow to determine the upcoming temperatures. But that's stupid. I'm just going to say it. That's stupid. That's a dumb thing to be basing how much more winter we have to begin with. That's useless.
It's fun. And the groundhog...
What's it grounded in?
I mean, there must have been a really accurate groundhog back in the day.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
That's like, man, dude, my 5-leg parlay just netted me $500, and then naming you the all-crown king of all sports parlays, and then you getting 15 in a row, 15 in a row.
But I think we have to look at the level of consistency with how accurate the groundhog was, and acknowledge that groundhog lifespan is shorter than human lifespan. Because,
what does that have to do with anything?
I mean, yeah, if there was a guy who got, who was hitting 5-leg parlays for his entire, 90-year life, he would be a legend, too. I'm sure back in, the 40s when Groundhog Day was first getting kicked off, or whatever started Groundhog Day and made it a holiday, there must have been a really fucking accurate groundhog.
No.
Yeah, and groundhogs only live for, 18 years, I would argue.
Why was the argument to figuring out the weather for the next few months that was the pick? Let's A, have a groundhog, and then B, determine if it sees its shadow or not, whether or not we'll have more winter. That in itself is an awful decision to have. It's terrible.
I mean, it's fun, and that one groundhog was probably really accurate.
That's not okay. Let me explain this. It's not about fun. It's about accuracy. Okay? It's a useless thing. It is. It doesn't do anything. Sure, it's fun, but to say that you're telling me that you were just gonna fully trust that groundhog. No evidence of anything else. Just groundhog or no. That's what it was gonna be.
Yeah.
That's
Edward says. Edward says it is based on tradition. LOL. We will never know why though.
We don't. Yeah, but I'm sure there's reason why. But that's whatever the reason was had to be terrible. What were we going through? Did we just have did we have nobody back then to trust with the weather? Was there not a single person?
It was probably before, well, almost, not even probably, it was definitely before we had the weather technology that we have today. And also,
Yeah, but still,
do you think we were still relying on almanacs back then? When we created Groundhog Day? Maybe the groundhog was just really accurate. Probably was.
That's so depressing.
It's pretty great.
I can't tell. No,
Love Groundhog Day.
Useless holiday. I forget that it exists. Honestly,
Punxsutawney Phil, he's got big shoes to fill, man. Like, there were some legendary groundhogs that came before him, and he's just not living up to the hype. But that's not his fault. He never asked to tell the weather.
I don't ask for this anymore. Who is asking to replace this groundhog?
Me! I'm always looking forward to Groundhog Day, man.
What is the command that, like it is a necessity that we need to have this groundhog? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand the situation where it's like, we need to have this groundhog be the thing that's telling the weather, and we still need one all the time. We don't. Some holidays just don't need to be around forever, all right? There will be some that'll stand the test of time. Groundhog's Day shouldn't be one of them, okay? It's not. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. Let it end. Because it doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't.
I mean, just because it doesn't work anymore, that's like, I feel like that sounds like a lot of arguments that are denouncing the art are based in the same thing. It's like, this doesn't, I don't see that this serves a purpose, so this shouldn't exist at all. I mean, people get a lot out of Groundhog Day, man.
Who gets this? Who gets in that Groundhog Day?
Me. Let me ask these guys. Y'all get a lot out of Groundhog Day, right?
What is that? You just nodded your head yes to influence people.
Thank you so much.
What is that?
So y'all don't get a lot out of Groundhog Day?
I mean, the weather, like, what happens in the spring, like, is there gonna be,
like, if he sees a shout-out, 6 more weeks of winter or something.
Yeah.
I just kind of pay attention to the weather.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, they just kind of pay attention to the weather. Well, y'all are lame.
Yeah, how
we
about
love
that?
Groundhog Day.
Really, like,
That's
people are like,
crazy.
yeah, like,
Wait, so
passed, I think.
people in Philly fuck with Punxsutawney Phil?
Sure. Maybe in South Philly.
You're outnumbered, bro. You are.
Hey, chat. Tell Phil why he's wrong about Groundhog Day. All three of you guys are agreeing on Groundhog Day.
You
I'm
have
big
a weather app
Punxsutawney
on
Phil
your
fan.
phone.
Also, why have we kept this?
That's okay. You know what what's that crappy app that has the talking dog? That's like really awful audio. Do you know what I'm talking about?
My. Wait. Oh yeah, like Talking Tom.
Yeah, like it's that.
No, because that just repeats you in a different voice.
No, but I mean, like, that'd be like the equivalent of going to Talking Tom and asking what's the weather going to be like for the next 6 months.
No, because Talking Tom just repeats what you say. Talking Tom doesn't answer your question. Talking Tom just repeats you, like a parrot.
Yeah, but still, that's the same. It's the same logic. Why would I go to Talking Tom for the weather when nowadays I have there are meteorologists who actually study the weather and what it's gonna do. Versus, instead of going to the meteorologist and people who know what they're talking about, we go to a goddamn groundhog.
Because it's fun. Also, I mean, a lot of people are denying science today. A lot of people decided that they don't like science anymore. I like science, me personally. But
clearly not, Mr. Groundhog over there. Clearly not.
Punxsutawney Phil's making a comeback. Nobody likes science anymore. They're going back to Groundhog.
You just said he's been bad picking the weather anyway. So how are people going back to a source of information that is actually just worse? Not even a source of information. It's a guess. It's a guess based on nothing. It's not even based on like any sort of data or anything or any sort of like anything whatsoever. It's just, is there going to be 6 more weeks of winter or no?
That is true, because like they don't even define what winter is. Like that's yeah. You have a point there. You have a point.
Really? Really? There was a point there. That's
crazy. I guess you might have a point.
I might have a point. Oh my gosh, that's like That's crazy, man. It's like it's. Come on,
Well,
we're good.
well, I was watching The Boys. I was putting some friends onto The Boys the other day, and in the first episode of the show, you know, when Starlight first walks into
How
into
many
the
times have
meeting,
you watched? Wait, hold on. Before we continue, how many times have you watched the first episode?
probably like 5 times.
How many times have you watched like the first episode of season 4? That's crazy.
0
dude.
times.
How is it that y'all do this? Like this is a recurring
I like
trend.
to put my. I think I like to put my friends onto shows more than I like watching shows.
You haven't even finished the show.
I know. I've seen. I'm like on episode 3 of season 3, but I'm currently putting my friends onto it, so I'm watching it with them.
Right. Well, it's also like we've been playing Baldur's Gate, and like I'm convinced, like we have Harry. Harry hasn't gotten to the final act of the game. Everyone
He
knows
still
everything
hasn't?
about the first few episodes. No, he still hasn't. And we're like, it's to the point where he knows every single thing about the first act of the game. Like I bet you right now, you can probably tell me every single thing that happens in that first episode. But if I ask for you any detail on like anything from like season 2 at all, you're like, never watched,
No, man.
no idea, no idea.
But
That's
yeah,
crazy though. That's crazy.
in the first episode, Starlight walks into her first meeting with the Seven, and Translucent's going off about like people pirating his movie and how they're losing money from pirating, and then like they get to like arguing about it, and Homelander's like, enough, guys. What's like enough fighting over nickels. What's Starlight gonna think? You know what I want to hear about? I want to hear about who you saved this week. And so what I have to say is, enough, guys. Enough fighting over Groundhog Day. What I want to hear about is your small victory this week.
Oh, my
Philip.
small victory. Oh my god.
Oh, Edward, we're gonna run this episode just us two, but we're gonna get you on for another episode very soon. Don't you worry, good sir.
I was thinking like, okay, this is my thing, right? Let me start with actually. You know what? I'm not gonna talk about small victories. You know what? I gotta
Okay.
talk about some BS.
Oh, okay.
Some certified BS. Starting with number 1. So I gotta get my car, like, you know, New York State inspected. I did
Oh, yeah.
that.
Yep.
It's only $20. Nothing crazy.
Yep.
I had to go get my window fixed. I was going to get my window fixed because for some reason it doesn't want to open or close. It's my driver's side window. And I was like, all right, how much is this going to be? And I was hoping, like, you know, it'd be reasonable. It's $800 for me to fix this window. $800
Yeah,
bucks.
that's criminal.
Just one window. Just one window. The part itself, Toyota. So the dealership that I went to, because I went to the 109X, I was there at the time. I went there, and they were like, "Yeah, we had a call to look who had this part because no one had it used. Then I gotta go, and then they were like, no one has it. We gotta go call Toyota, ask if they have the part. Toyota doesn't have it. Toyota has to get it themselves. So that means they don't even have the part. I gotta wait for it, and it would cost $400 for the part itself, and then like 200 something bucks to have them install it and whatever." I was like, "Yeah, no, you know what? I have AC. I don't need a window." So now I don't have a window. One of my windows does not work,
So,
and I'm scared to forget every time. So that's why I have a
So-
sticky note in there right now.
does your window... Okay, you have a sticky note on it. So I was gonna ask, does your window exist, or does it just not, like, roll up? What's the issue?
Oh, it's there. So it just doesn't. It does not roll up or down. If I want to open/close this window, I have to manually like open the door, take my 2 hands and smack the window, and then just go like this, just up and down.
Damn.
And now, yeah, I guess the victory is I don't have to pay for my window, and
That's
I just get to
true.
use blast my AC all the time whenever. Well, also yesterday it was cold. Today it's hot, but like yesterday it was cold, so I don't know.
Huh. That's interesting. Well, I hope window prices go down, so
They
you can
won't.
get your window replaced.
They
You know,
won't.
maybe window market is at an all-time high. You know, people are complaining about the housing market, the stock market, and the window market. That's the big 3.
It's not gonna go down.
I think it very well could. But okay, here's The next segment, Fake Deep Friday on a Tuesday. This is, the segment that had the question, does F it we ball apply to squirrels? Today's question, I have an even better one saved for tomorrow with Dr. G. But today's question is, if your pillow could talk, would it roast you or comfort you?
First of all, I don't want my pillow talking at all. let's start right there. Pillows should not be talking creatures.
Yeah, but if they were, if it could talk,
I think my pillow would just stay shut up, man. I don't think my pillow would. I think my pillow, if it could talk, I don't think it talk.
If it could talk, you think it would shut up. So that sort of to me implies that you would have an abusive relationship with your pillow.
My pillow knows what it is. If my pillow woke up one day and could talk, I would explain to it that it serves a purpose, which is to help me rest my head. And that's it. That's its purpose.
Okay, and let's say that your pillow enjoys its purpose and is a very expressive pillow. Or maybe it doesn't. Let's just say your pillow, regardless. Then you're getting a new pillow. No, all pillows can talk. All pillows can talk. Some enjoy their purpose, some hate it.
See, that's a different question. You said if my pillow could talk. If my pillow could talk, I would get rid of it and get a new pillow.
Yeah, but the new pillow would be yours. And it would be able to talk.
But this, I don't want. Okay, hold on. Hold on just a second.
Yeah.
Pillows. No, why? Okay, first of all, I don't like either option. Because I don't need either.
Sorry.
I don't need.
A lot of the time, I don't like either option when it comes to things.
Also, why are those the only two options? That it either is super mean to you or comforts you every night. I don't want either of those things.
I'm sorry. Those are your options. If you want different options, come with your Fake Deep Friday question.
if a pillow, so wait, hold on. If the pillow talks, does that mean like it's alive, or is it just like can I kill it and have it stop talking?
No, I mean you could kill it, but then it would become a much worse pillow. The feathers would start going everywhere and stuff.
Interesting. I guess I'd have my pillow roast me.
Yeah. Well,
I had to pick one.
I think you're approaching this in the wrong way.
You need to sleep on your pillow, okay?
Well, yeah, but I don't think this is the question. Well, it wasn't the way I was expecting the question to be perceived. It wasn't more like a would you rather thing. But if it could talk, based on your reality, would it roast you or comfort you? Because for me, it would roast me. Because when it's time for me to get out of bed, dude, I'd be sleeping. I'm a world champion snooze hitter.
Fair.
Yeah.
Oh, so if it would, not like if you wanted it to. Okay. I see the way. My pillow would probably also roast me. I think that's fair. Because, here's the thing about sleeping is also, the pillow would need context for the rest of the world. But what the pillow would see is I would get up and then hit the snooze button, and my pillow would talk to me like a jack and say, really, you're going to hit the snooze button again? Who the hell do you think you are? Get the hell out of bed, dude. And it's going to be something like that. That's how my pillow would talk to me. And then, that's it. But, right now, technically, I don't... Actually, fun story. Not really fun for me, but when I went back, I brought some stuff with me just because I figured I'd just do laundry at my parents' place at the time. And as it turns out, when I came back, I'm halfway through the driving, I was like, oh, I don't have pillows. I washed my sheets and everything there, and I didn't bring the pillows back. So last night I slept on no pillow.
Oh man, no pillow. God, you didn't just sleep with the pillows? Why not?
Because I forgot them.
But you were at your parents' house. You have pillows at your parents' house.
Yeah, but now I'm here. And I left them there.
Oh, I understand. Hey, thank you.
Round of applause.
Also, with the would you rather your pillow comfort you or roast you angle, that's interesting. Because, if I had to choose, I think I would rather my pillow roast me than comfort me, too. Because, if my pillow was comforting me, nah. No, I mean, like, I sleep
and
on my
also-
ear. I sleep on my left or right side. I'm a side sleeper. If I heard directly in my ear,
Yeah.
nah.
Stop talking. Wait, well, the other thing that's interesting about the pillows too, and this is gonna get really messed up. Do you know like those? I know there's like a select group of people out there who purchase pillows that look like a character from like an anime.
Oh, yeah, like the body pillows.
Imagine, yeah, those talking to you. That's horrifying. I don't want that talking to me. Those things need to die.
That is true. Those things are horrible for society.
Yeah, well, they'd be even worse if they talked.
Oh, yeah.
Like, do you know, like, when you had, like, I know this kid who had, like, a teddy bear, and he'd hit it, and every time it hit it, it'd make, like, a noise. Like, it had, like, one of 5 voice lines. Like, no.
No, yeah,
No,
that's
we
weird.
don't need that.
That's
We
weird.
don't need those things in everything. We
really
don't need those.
Also, that reminds me, bro, I see it far too often. I don't have kids, obviously, but, like...
You don't know that. Hey, you don't know that. You don't know that.
That is
You
true,
might
I
have
don't
a kid
know
out
that.
there.
Maybe somebody... Whatever.
I know I don't. But I know, I don't
you
know,
know
man.
you don't.
I don't
Okay,
know.
no, I don't
I don't
think
know.
you would know either.
I think I totally would. I think I 100%. I would have ways of knowing.
I mean, you would have ways of knowing that I wouldn't have.
No, I don't have the ways of knowing that you wouldn't have. But I know that I wouldn't have. I know if
I feel
did
like you
have a
wouldn't
kid.
know either. I feel like you wouldn't know either.
No, I know that I don't have a kid out there.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I don't have a kid out there either.
See, when you say pretty sure,
I know
I
I
know.
don't have a kid out there. But
Just
okay,
saying.
one thing I see when I'm out at restaurants far too often, kids just on their iPad. Dude,
well, yeah.
no, those kids are gonna grow into teenagers and adults at their iPads at restaurants. And no, man. People need to learn to enjoy a good meal and social interaction and connection. See it far too often at restaurants, man. They're just like boopity boop.
Yeah, well, that's on the parent.
That is on
I
the
think.
parent, but like it's scary, man.
Yeah, it is. It is very scary. You know what? They're gonna start putting bans on restaurants. They're gonna say, if I see your kid with an iPad, you getting chucked out of my store. You're getting chucked out of the restaurant.
Yeah. iPad, you got an iPad, no service. Get out of here.
You got no iPads in this restaurant.
Also, this is for this week in lore, a person or thing that is going bananas. You know, it's contributing to the larger cultural story. This week, it's a person, and his name is the Rizzler. The Rizzler is the person behind this week in lore. Because Phil, are you familiar with the rapper Westside Gunn?
No,
You
I'm
know, sold crack to a pine tree. Boo 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 boo.
I'm unfamiliar.
Oh, come on. You would know.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You know what, here.
Yeah,
you-
Jay just said crayons in the placemat. My kid ain't using data for YouTube Kids. For real, man. We're in the restaurant, man.
Yeah, no, I am unfamiliar with Westside Gunn.
If I played you one of his songs, you'd probably know it. You know, like Griselda. Griselda.
Disagree. No, I don't think I'm familiar.
Well, basically, the Westside Gunn, he's a rapper that blew up at a relatively older age. I think he's in like his mid 40s. He raps about he'll be like, have you ever done this incredibly unrelatable thing? And yeah, he's great. And his new album cover features
I don't know, you did a piss poor job describing Westside Gunn. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm not.
It'll basically be like,
I
sold
like
crack
it.
to a pine tree. Sold sherm to a fiend, look like Phoebe Bridgers. Golfing with Dan Marino. I was courtside for Syracuse and Villanova. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
You don't know?
I don't. I've not heard it.
I bet Jay knows. I bet Edward knows.
I'm sure. Okay, yeah, I'm sure they do. I don't.
Well, basically, featured on Westside Gunn's new album cover is the Rizzler. I will show you that. Check it out. That's the new album cover.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be much worse.
Yeah, well, basically, I feel like, this is, I was thinking we would enter an in-depth conversation about the Rizzler, but then my conscience, my conscience started to say, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
An in-depth conversation. Where does an in-depth conversation about the Rizzler even go?
I think the future of the Rizzler. The future of the Rizzler. I think the Rizzler is going to be a rapper when he grows up. Yeah,
my honest
answer. Give me the honest answer.
Diabetes type 2. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, but that doesn't define somebody, Like you can be more than diabetic.
All right, you're right. That's true. But that's like the first step. Diabetic type 2, like, probably. No, there's no way he's a rapper.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let me ask you this. Do you think the Rizzler, because when did Costco Guys blew up, like, last year, right?
Yeah.
You think he's going to keep having that same success at the rapping level for, like, 10 years?
I mean, I don't think he's going to become an actual rapper for, like, another 10 years. I feel like, like all this clout he's got, like, man, he's getting cosigns from hip-hop royalty. Westside Gunn, man.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he's good. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
The kid's like 8. Of course his pen game isn't going to be
but even
that
like
yet.
Even like 10 years from now, I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's a path, a trajectory to that.
I don't know, man. Lil Yachty blew up when he was like 17. It's not like
he wasn't like. Nah, I don't see it. I don't see it because I just don't think it's. Well, okay, say in 10 years from now, the Rizzler is in fact like 18 and he's got like music out. What in the world's on that? Like, if you had to guess, what's on the track? What's he rapping about?
Oh man, I think he's rapping about. He's probably like an Action Bronson type. You know Action Bronson?
No, dude.
You don't know who Action Bronson is?
Oh my gosh, dude. You don't know who this... That's crazy. Oh my gosh. You don't know who... Really? Really? Am I supposed to know? Am I supposed to know who Action Bronson is?
Basically, Action Bronson is this guy. He raps about food a lot and, like, fancy shit over, like, jazz samples.
And I was supposed to know this. Like,
yeah,
right off the top of my head.
He's from New York City. He's famous in New York City.
So?
It's your stomping grounds, bro. It's where your favorite team plays.
Okay, no. That's just not true. That's not true in almost any context.
You're not true in almost any context.
That's not... No. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. But dude, I don't know what to tell you. How would I know that? First of all, by the way, I lived in New York City up until I was 6. I remember about a year of it. Maybe 7. It's like 1 or 2 years of my life I lived in New York City that I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? I'm supposed to know Action Bronson because of it?
Yeah, he's big there, man.
Oh my, no. A lot of things are big in New York City. It doesn't mean every single person that's ever been from New York City knows about him.
Look, man, Action Bronson's just great. I'll send you some of his music. I bet Jay knows who Action Bronson is. I feel like the Rizzler would rap like Action Bronson. Like, Goobmeister says, I've heard the name Action Bronson before. I think it's because I'm from New York. Exactly. You see...
Get out of here. Get out of here with that.
Wait, you know this guy?
Get out of here with that.
This is just a random guy. That's not the Goob we know. That's just a random guy.
No, no, dude. A CS:GO Week Brazil 2022 badge. Yeah, I think that's somebody I'm familiar with.
No,
Man,
the Rizzler
I
would
don't-
rap
I don't
like
even
Action
know.
Bronson. All the New
No,
Yorkers
he
know
would.
about him. And yeah,
Fine. You know what? I guess I haven't listened to Action Bronson, so I guess I can't say no.
yeah, yeah.
That being said, I don't know. I don't feel like. Listen, I don't listen to Action Bronson, so I feel like I would listen to the Rizzler.
I mean, I'm gonna put you onto some Action Bronson, and you're gonna love it. And you're also gonna thank me for just culturally educating you, because oh my gosh, if you came back to New York, if you went back to New York City, and somebody mentioned Action Bronson, and you were like, "Who?" I don't know if you're leaving the city alive, dude.
Oh, relax. Not every New Yorker is built like that. Relax. You're not even a New Yorker.
Yeah, I am.
You're not like a New York City New Yorker.
Who knows, man? I kind of have citizenship in 3 different areas. You know, I'm like, you know, when people ask me what I got on my 23andMe, I say 1/3 Philadelphian, 1/3 New York Cityan, and 1/3 Oneidian.
That's so evil.
Yeah, man. Born and raised. But all right. So you
How are you
mentioned.
gonna say born and raised and then name 3 different places? You can't be born in all 3 of them.
I'm a multifaceted. I'm a man of many mysteries, Philip White. Many mysteries. But
goofball of many mysteries.
So you said something was scary earlier, Philip White. I forgot what you said was scary, but you know what I can tell you is scary?
What?
Taft's Tunnel Vision. The New York Knicks, man. Taft's Tunnel Vision, we're here for 60 seconds. There's supposed to be a timer up there, but we're just going to go. The New York Knicks, against all odds, beat the Celtics in 6 games. Can you freaking believe it? Oh my gosh. If you could see Phil, he's rolling his eyes and stuff right now. Dude, oh my gosh. Jalen Brunson, freaking 39 points and 12 assists. We almost beat the Celtics by 50 the other night. Oh my god. And New York City turned into freaking Gotham. They were, I saw somebody throw a metal pipe into a crowd. That wasn't very cool of him. But New York City was going crazy. Mitchell Robinson popped out. Spike Lee popped out. Walt Frazier popped out. You know, Walt Frazier was the point guard on the New York Knicks. The last time they won the championship in 1973. Who knows how much time Walt Frazier has left? This guy is the voice of the play-by-play commentary for the New York Knicks. Man, bring it home, New York. We're entering the conference finals against the Indiana Pacers. Yeah. Goop says it was crazy in the city. And I bet it was. I bet it was. I hope you didn't get hit by the pole. But yeah, oh my gosh. Like, bring it home, New York. Bring it home. It's a beautiful thing. Also, we have game 1 of the Western Conference Finals between the Thunder and the Timberwolves at 8:30. But man, New York Knicks. In the conference finals for the first time since the year 2000, by the way.
Yeah, about time, man. That's
After
crazy.
being so ass for so long. Not really about time. I feel like this was right on time, because this team is worthy of what we have done. If we did this with an ass team, yeah, sure, it would be crazy. Underdog story, but we never were going to do it with our previous booty cheek teams. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go Knicks, man.
Yeah, it only took 25 years, man, for you to actually build a roster. That's crazy.
Game 6 was the biggest Knicks game of my life. It only took 25 years. I mean, dude, it only took like 6 years for a competent front office, Leon Rose and Worldwide Wes and the gang in 28, because they came in 2018. Really only took them 6 years to have a solid roster.
Yeah, but it took 18 years to get you a competent front office, and then another 6 years for that competent office to build a roster that can get you to the Eastern Conference Final.
Well, yeah, but like we don't care about James Dolan. Bro's gonna eat anyway. James Dolan's the owner of the Knicks.
Yeah, but it still is 25 years.
Yeah, but like who cares, man? It's gonna be like another 25 years.
I didn't
before
say
the Suns
anybody
have a
cared.
draft
I
pick.
said this. Look, dude, that's all. Hey, man, it doesn't. Let's start with this. It also doesn't matter if you don't. I feel like it matters if you win the finals at this point. Now there's like expectation, because if you had lost to Boston, then the expectation's not there. But now the expectation is there.
But, I mean, yeah, it's the expectation. There's nothing wrong with that being the expectation. That's awesome. I'm still respecting Indiana. You know, I'm not going to go in saying, oh, we're going to win 4-0. We're going to win 4-0. Or something stupid like that.
There is no
Why are you saying there's no respect? I'm totally respecting Indy.
No, there's not. Everything you've trash talked the Pacers ever since you guys lost them last year.
Well, yeah, I've trash talked last year's series because the whole team was injured.
Okay, hop up. Draymond Green came out recently and he said something about when they won the finals. I think it was, I want to say 2014, when Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving went down. They didn't discredit that finals win because Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving went down. Yet at the same time, when they lost in 2019 to the Raptors, when KD went down, they didn't try to discredit the Raptors' win. Injuries are part of the sport, man. You either win or you don't.
Well, okay, Draymond Green. Draymond Green doesn't speak for everybody, man.
Draymond, that's a great point. That's a valid point across.
Okay, but also here's the thing. If it was like one injury, I wouldn't be talking about it as much as I do from that series last year. But dude, it was insane. 4 of the 5 people in our starting lineup were hurt. That's insane.
Yeah.
We were out of Brunson, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. That's how many of us were hurt last year against the Pacers. So, like, of course I'm going to be like, oh, it was bullshit. They were playing against our practice squad. Like, come on.
That has happened to so many other sports teams in postseason. Like, brother.
Yeah, but not that bad. Not that badly.
This has been that bad. It's been that bad for several NFL teams going into postseason that have absolutely been ravaged
by NFL teams that have 53 people on their roster.
Are you kidding me, bro?
NBA teams have like 12 people. So yeah, the ratio is different.
Kidding
if
me?
you have 3 people hurt on your NFL roster, it's totally on your 53-man NFL roster. That's totally different from 3 people being hurt on your 12 to 15-man NBA roster.
Your NBA roster,
especially when your 3 players that are hurt are in your starting lineup.
Dude, anytime a team loses their starting quarterback, their season is basically done. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Starting quarterback, you lose your top 2 corners. You lose 1 or 2 pass rushers.
Okay, but that's a different conversation. Also,
what are you talking about? It still impacts the team. Like, that's a crazy thing to not say, that there are some players that if they go down to injury, their team loses at least 4 or 5 games more because that player is not there. That's just how it is. And by the way,
okay, yeah, and people acknowledge it. I feel like the argument initially was like we need to define what we're arguing right here, because like,
what do you mean arguing?
Are we saying that me saying that our top 3 players? And I didn't even mention that Mitchell Robinson was out. That's 4 because Joel Embiid stomped him out. Yeah, Joel Embiid stomped him out last year. So of course I'm gonna complain about half of our team being injured. They were going up against our practice squad. Like, yeah, I'm gonna bring that up. Like, what are we arguing here? That's ridiculous. They were playing against our practice squad.
Let's stop complaining about losing the series to injuries. Like, you lost the series anyway. It is what it is. And now you're underestimating Indiana because you think you're gonna be fully healthy and this is gonna be mostly walk in the park series.
I haven't said it's gonna be a walk in the park. I'm scared, man. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely less scared than I was before the Celtics. I'm less scared of the Pacers than I was of the Celtics, but I still am scared. This team just beat a 66-win, 16-loss Cavaliers team. Of course I'm going to be like, oh man.
You're not seeing even that right there. It's like feigning like fear. That's cap. You are not scared of this team.
I respect them. Okay?
No, you don't. There's no respect for them either. There's no respect for Indiana whatsoever.
Alright, fine. There's no love lost. No love lost, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for revenge, man.
I'm fine. If you're still ready for revenge, I'm going to say it right now. If you lose this series, I never want to hear you complain about that finals injuries, that team being hurt ever again. Never. I never want to hear it.
Yeah. If we lose the series, whatever I said last year about them and that series we lost goes out the window. But
cool. And by the way,
personally,
let's put an extra wager on this. Let me put an extra wager on this. If I ever have to hear it again and you mention it, you owe me $5.
Once. Not every time, but once.
Once every day you say it. If you mention it once, then you don't have to talk about it the rest of the day. But every day, if I catch you saying it around me, boom, $5. Mine. And by the way, I can't get you to say it. You have to say it unprompted. If you say it unprompted, $5.
Okay. No. No, what do I have to gain from this?
Nothing. But you're just not allowed to complain about it anymore.
No, there's got to be something in it for me in this.
What do you want? What do you
I
want?
don't know. How about if the Knicks win, you owe me $50? All right, that is not nearly, $50.
Fine.
Wait.
Fine,
Let me finish. Because you
Change it
hear
down to
me
$1.
say $1 every time that I mention it. No.
What? I just cut it by 80%.
Fine. $1 whenever if the Knicks lose the series against the Pacers, whenever I bring up that series when we were all hurt, I owe you $1 every time. And if the Knicks win the series, you owe me $10. Yeah.
Deal.
All right,
Deal.
cool. Sick.
Deal.
Now, I know you were saying that you have a vision for how the Pacers could potentially win this series. How does that work?
Easy. Indiana's controlled the tempo of pretty much every game that they played. And New York really hasn't.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you guys, you say that, but, you guys did go down 20 in 2 separate games against Boston. And while New York's able to claw back in games, Indiana sets the tempo a little to a faster pace than I think Boston does. And they got dudes, man. They got basketball players. They got Tyrese Halliburton. They have Miles Turner. They have Pascal Siakam. Dude,
okay.
Neesmith is
the
a
Pacers
dog.
have basketball players, and Neesmith is cool. TJ McConnell.
Yeah,
cool.
but again, that's a team that won 50 games and sets the tempo higher and is one of the most physical teams in the league.
Yeah, the Knicks are also a team that won 50 games and won.
Not as physical as Indiana, though. Okay.
It's gonna be a dogfight. It's gonna be a dogfight, man. We can argue about what makes somebody more physical all day, but yeah, I mean, dude, look at us. You have Cat, dog, Hart, dog. And when I say dog, I don't. When I say dog, I don't necessarily mean good. I mean physical. They're gonna shove you around. They're not afraid to.
Cat, not consistently.
Yeah, dude, Cat will back you down in the post. He'll yam on you. Yeah.
Not as consistently as other centers. In fact, I'd say
he's gonna baby Miles Turner, dude. I remember last year. Isaiah Hartenstein was making Miles Turner his son.
Yeah, but I think Isaiah Hartenstein is better defensively than Cat is.
I don't know. But,
really? The number one team that has you see no case defense.
How about this? I will say the reason I say Hartenstein was making Miles Turner his son is because Hartenstein was getting every rebound over Miles Turner last year in that series. And Cat is a better rebounder than Hartenstein. And also, you mentioned how the Knicks were going down 20 against the Celtics and not being able to control the tempo. The Celtics are a team that scores points in bunches. I feel like the Celtics kind of modeled their team after the 2018 Warriors in a way, where if they get going, you could blink and you'll be down by 20. The Pacers don't have that. We aren't going to be going down by 20.
Yeah, I don't. I agree, but I think it'll be harder for you to get back into a game, even just not necessarily back down into a game, because I don't think they're going to ever get a 20-point lead, but I think the baskets you're going to get are going to be harder to come by. I think this is going to be a more defensive series even than it was against Detroit. I think this is a better version of that Detroit team.
Yeah, they are a better version of the Detroit team. But I mean, I see games where if they control the tempo, the games are close and they're toss-ups. And if the Knicks, well, here's 3 theoreticals. If they control the tempo and the Knicks are having an average shooting night, games are neck and neck. If the Pacers control the tempo, and we're having a great shooting night where Cat's hitting threes, Bridges is hitting threes, Brunson's hitting threes, Hart hits his occasional open three that he takes. Knicks still win by 10. If the Pacers don't control the tempo, we win by 10.
That they've been doing that, like I don't think there's been a series. Like, how many games would you say Knicks have played? 12 games so far. How many games would you say Knicks controlled the tempo over the opposing team? Throughout, like, let's say more than half the time.
I would say probably like 4 or 5 of them.
Okay, so less than half.
Yeah.
Okay. Indiana, I would say, in terms of controlling the tempo, probably closer to 9 or 10 games.
But you also
I think
have
they're
to look
going
at
to...
the teams that they played against. I mean, against the Bucks,
They
that's an
played against
easy
the-
first-round team to play against.
Sure, but it was also played against a 1-seed Cavs team, and they've only had to play 10 games, whereas the Knicks had to have 12.
Yeah.
So it would also, in theory, be slightly healthier. I'm just saying, I still think the Knicks win in 7. I'm just saying...
7?
Yeah. Why not? They beat the Cavs in 5.
Knicks in 6, man. It was just the Cavs were younger, inexperienced, man. And so are the Pacers. The Pacers, like the Knicks have veteranship over the Pacers as well. We're an older team. I got the Knicks in 6, man.
I have Knicks in 7, but I still don't. Dude, keep writing off Indiana, man. Keep doing that.
I mean, I'm not writing them off. They're a great team. They're a great team.
You know what? You know why I kind of like, outside of like, it'll be really funny when you're like upset that the Knicks lose. It'll be really funny to me because if the Pacers win, because there was a specific individual who brought up a moment about how the East runs through Indiana.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Jacob Hitchings, man.
Can you imagine though? Can you imagine? I'm going right back to that. I'm pulling up receipts.
It's saved in that fantasy football chat.
I'm excited.
If he says the East,
excited
I can't believe he said that because nobody had either the Knicks or the Pacers in the conference finals before this season started, which is just crazy.
Well, and plus Indiana's got motivation. They got swept last year in the conference finals. They're still gonna want to like prove that they should be there.
That's true. Both the Knicks and the Pacers have a lot to prove. I've got them in 6. You've got them in 7. You wanna move over to the Western Conference Finals real quick?
Yeah, sure. I'll give my take to start.
All right, cool.
The interesting thing about this Thunder Timberwolves team is hilariously, as cool as I think it would be to have a Knicks Timberwolves Finals. I was thinking about it for a couple days, and I was like, you know what? The Timberwolves really needed the Nuggets to win because they're way more built to beat Denver.
Yeah.
OKC is just. I looked, and I think it's like against OKC, Ant averages 5 points less than versus the field. So OKC is definitely built to handle him. One of the best defensive teams in the league. I think this series also is one that I hope goes to 7. I think I always kind of hope things go to 7 so we can get a good game 7.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, I wouldn't doubt if this series is over in 5 games.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Because who did the Timberwolves made it there? But they also beat like an old Lakers team with LeBron, or like not even like old, just like not really.
They weren't
put
really
together.
Yeah, exactly.
And then a Warriors team without a healthy Steph, and just generally old players like Jimmy Butler and Draymond, and like they have a good roster. But I just think outside of like Ant, like it's Shea, it's Hartenstein, it's Holmgren. Lou Dort, it's Jalen Williams, it's Aaron Wiggins. It's like there's so many dudes on that Thunder team. Oh, as Caruso, I didn't mention Caruso. Like It's such a stacked roster that I don't see.
They're just at different levels, man. And yeah, not to mention
one team is so much better.
The Timberwolves beat the Warriors without Steph, and I mean, yeah, the Timberwolves have Randall and DiVincenzo to support Ant. And they have Rudy Gobert. But yeah, I just don't see it, man. That game 7
Not
between
enough scoring, I don't think.
Yeah, that game 7 between OKC and Denver was disappointing. I wanted to see Denver pull it out.
Yeah, but see, like put them to bed essentially. Like And they're still. I mean, I know there's a lot of hype for New York. I think OKC is still very clearly the favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I've got OKC in 5 in this series. But I'm going to be watching intently and rooting for the Timberwolves because a Timberwolves-Knicks finals would be
I just don't.
Primo.
Ant would have to play some of, I think, the best basketball he's ever played.
I think
To even
Ant
make
could
it
do
the
it.
series.
Ant could put the team on his back. And also, if the series is anything like what we've seen leading up to the conference finals, it would be, I don't know, it wouldn't be too far-fetched for it to be competitive. So hopefully we get that. That would be a banger.
I don't think it's too far fetched. I just think, I wonder if when you look at the Timberwolves, it's like, oh, we won our series 3-1. We must be playing good basketball. I wouldn't doubt if game 1 tonight, OKC comes out and wins by like 20.
Same. Yeah, because OKC,
you
yeah,
go
like
with
you were
that.
just saying, like, they're just so much better. They are. I think on paper the 3 best teams in the league are number 1 the Celtics, number 2 OKC, and then number 3 the New York Knicks.
The Indiana Pacers. Oh, dang well.
But yeah, OKC is just crazy. But I want to see Ant put the team on his back. I mean, like what's made this year's playoff special is that the young guys have just really. It feels like it's their league now. They're no longer the up and comers. Like they're here.
Yeah.
Ant's gonna ball.
It's weird because it feels like they aren't even like. When did Ant get drafted? Because like it doesn't feel like they're that
2022?
young. Like, am I crazy? Maybe. I guess maybe. Yeah.
Let's see. Anthony.
It's been like.
Edwards draft year.
I
He
guess
got
Shea's
drafted
young,
in-
but
he
No,
got drafted in
it feels-
2020.
yeah, it feels weird because players only get drafted and like they're not. They don't feel. It always feels like there's like a middle section of guys who are like young, but not like necessarily guys you'd consider veterans. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't call them a veteran player. You call them a very good like I don't know middle-aged player.
Yeah, I mean Anthony
I guess the
Edwards.
sport.
He's only 23, which is kind of surprising. It's kind of rare when people enter the league at 18.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't know. They still 23 years old. I don't know. I think it's gonna be. You know what? I know now. Now that I've like had the thought about it in my head, it would be kind of like. Usually, when I think of these these matchups for finals in like sports, I'm usually like, dang, which one has the most headlines? And it's almost never that one. So I'm
Which
wondering
one?
if, like if there's like a match of like 4 like 8 teams left, which one's like the most exciting headline wise? It's almost never that. For some reason, I don't know what it is.
Wait,
So I'm
what
thinking,
is
man.
that in this situation?
Probably Timberwolves Knicks.
You think that I thought that that would have the most.
No, that's what I said. I think it is the most
The
headlines.
one that
I'm
has
saying
the most
I
headlines
never,
is never the reality.
It's never the actual matchup.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. I don't know, man. OKC Indiana could be a crazy finals match.
No, OKC Indiana is the worst outcome.
unless Indiana wins in 7.
I think the most entertaining
Listen,
outcome.
I don't care
unless
what it
Indiana
is.
wins in 7, that has no bearing on how entertaining the finals is.
Yeah, but I don't care what it is. It just because again, like I'll say it. It doesn't matter which team gets to the finals to me as long as there's a 7th game.
Oh, if Indiana wins the finals in 7. Yeah, sure. I thought you were saying wins
But-
against the Knicks in 7. Eh.
No, I'm talking about a team like if there isn't a game 7, then I just think this is just kind of another not very memorable finals. Like unless obviously like the Knicks win, but I mean like I don't know. I'm not gonna be super like ecstatic about maybe any of these teams. I think the only one that'd be huge is the Knicks, is because the Knicks have a huge.
Yeah,
But the other 3, it's like, okay, they won. They won their first in forever.
yeah, we haven't had a good finals since maybe 2020.
No, not even. I don't even think that was a good final.
Or 2019. The last genuinely good finals was when Kawhi won over the Warriors.
I'd even argue that wasn't that great. I think there were better series before that.
Well, the last classic series, and you could argue that classics come every 5-10 years, and we're pushing that 10-year mark. But the last classic series was 2016, of course. And I think the series that would have that classic look to it, the best outcome, would be Knicks Timberwolves. I'll hit you with my like top 3 or 4 potential outcomes, or
There's
four,
four.
just my 4 outcomes. Yeah.
There's 4.
Top 1, Knicks Timberwolves. Second one, Knicks OKC. I think this is kind of obvious, actually.
Yeah,
and then my third one would be, but like honestly, looking at this from a pure entertainment standpoint, without being a Knicks fan, I think the most entertaining would be Knicks Timberwolves. Second most entertaining would be Knicks OKC, and then the third most would be
a lot of bias towards the Knicks.
Pacers.
What the heck, man?
Because they're the best.
What
Gotta love the Knicks, man.
You're lucky I'm even wearing this Bridges jersey, bro. I should have just put this thing away.
He misses him so much.
ridiculous.
That's why you're hopping on the Knicks bandwagon, man.
No, I root for Mikal Bridges and Cameron Payne. I root for former Suns. I don't give a rat's ass about the rest of you, dude.
Man,
None of them.
You're a huge
Do you think I
Jalen
really
Brunson
wanna-
guy. You're a huge Jalen Brunson guy.
No.
Yeah.
I think he's okay. I'm not big on Jalen Brunson. I'm not saying he's okay as in like, oh, he's just an okay player. I'm saying like it's fine. I don't have beef with Jalen Brunson. Look, it's former Suns that I like. Okay, that's what this is.
Former Suns, huh? Well, dude, you're gonna be
Jalen
rooting
Brunson
for
ain't
former
never no
Suns for a while, at least in the playoffs, because.
Watch it, all right. You know what?
Man, when's their next pick? Like you said 25 years since. Like when I was like 25 years since the Knicks have made a conference finals, you were like about time, and I
We
was
made
like,
two
I was like,
finals
watch your
appearances.
mouth. I was like, watch your
We
mouth,
made
man. It's about 25 years before the Suns pick again.
Finals appearances before you even made Final Four.
Okay.
What the?
We won
Yeah.
a championship before the Suns were even a team, man.
I'm saying last 25 years, based on finals leverage, we would have more success than you guys.
Well, yeah, but like you.
Well, yeah,
you traded
but nothing.
You sold your soul
But
for Bradley
nothing.
Beal. You sold your soul for Bradley Beal.
I didn't do that. That's what they did. They did that. See, I only refer to the Suns as we when it's a decision I like. The decision I don't like, I don't say we made the decision.
You better
They
enjoy
made
the Suns having more net success since 2000 while you still can, because
If you don't, you gotta actually win a finals for that to be the case. And if you don't,
or appear 3 times, but we're not gonna go
Or
0-2
appear 3
in the
times.
first 2.
are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah,
Really?
I'm
So
pretty
if you
confident.
match
I
up
don't even
with
want to
OKC,
worry about the net finals appearances that we get out of this window. I
Yeah,
just want
you
to beat
should-
the Pacers,
you
man.
should be winning.
Then whoever's
championships.
ahead of
I'm
us at that
telling you.
point, we'll watch. But also, with the Timberwolves, you were talking about, we were mentioning Ant putting the team on his back. Julius Randle, dude, this guy has been a beast. He was notoriously, Gabe was telling me that Julius Randle, statistically, is the worst playoff performer, in terms of efficiency, was the worst playoff performer to average over 20 points a game ever. He was so bad in the playoffs for the Knicks. And, he was probably folding under the pressure of the big New York media. But, now he's balling. This guy is freaking cooking up. So, yeah, go Timberwolves, man. I want a Timberwolves Knicks finals.
Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna say it now. I still think the winner of the whole thing is Thunder.
I mean, the Knicks split their
It's a
series
lame-
with the Thunder, I'm pretty sure.
It's a lame pick.
Wait, no,
You
he
played-
didn't. No,
okay,
he didn't.
so-
No, he didn't.
No, yeah, I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure you lost both games.
I watched
I mean,
both
that's
of the
not
games
even-
and we lost by 2 both times.
Yeah, but I'm still. For me, the way I see it, OKC will have a home court advantage. They are overall. What are they? They're the number 1 defensive team in the league. They've got I think at least 7 guys who on any given night can give you 20. I got it. OKC is
7 guys who can give you 20 any given night. That feels
At
like
any given
an overstatement.
You really don't think? You don't think? You don't think on
Hartenstein,
any
he
given-
can give you 20 once every 20 games. 20 in a game once every 20 games.
But that's what I'm saying. If you need a guy who, I think there are more guys who can consistently score. Okay, Shea. I've seen Aaron Wiggins ball for no reason. Jalen Williams would be another one. Russo. Like, they can do a lot of different things. They got a lot of different guys. There's no wasted minutes remotely on that Thunder roster. Like, not even close. Like, you can't even if you were going to who's wasting minutes.
The dynamic of that team is, like, a lot of those guys don't mind running cardio while Shea chucks up shots, and that's what it is, because they're all getting paid.
What?
Yeah.
Nah, dude. You got to watch this team defensively. And also offensively too.
I mean, the Knicks, man.
I think that's an underrated.
They would be squaring off against a Tom Thibodeau coached Knicks team. We can clamp you right up, man.
It doesn't, because even if the other thing too, even if you I watched the game against Denver, they were struggling. Both teams were struggling to shoot at a certain point. The problem is, once OKC gets a lead, even if you try to get back into it, their defense is just that good. Like, they can come back. They came back from down 30 against the Grizzlies, and then they can go up 30 on you, and you can never come back in the game. Like, it's such a wide swing for the Thunder of what kind of team they are, and when they're able to go on their scoring runs and when they're able to make plays. Like, it's.
I don't know. I think
it's
the Knicks
such a
can square
wide
off
range of being able
against
to
anybody. I think in an
Yeah,
OKC versus
okay.
Knicks series, I would say Knicks in 7.
You would say that regardless. You could have barely squeaked out against Boston and won on like a game-winning controversial foul in Game 7, and you'd still be like, "Oh yeah, dude, we've been beating the Thunder in 7, even though we barely swept by the Celtics without Jason."
But that's not even what happened. So
it's not. But you'd be saying that regardless. But I know who you are.
We beat the Celtics in 6 and beat them by damn near 50 in Game 6. And went up 2-0 and really just sort of outclassed them.
Yeah, you go down. Let me put it this way: you go down 20 against OKC, you're not getting this.
We're not getting what?
You can't go down 20 against OKC.
Yeah, and we're not going to.
Not a single time. If you do end up playing them.
I mean, yeah. Also, Phil. Like, I'm still talking about the Pacers here and these theoreticals, because you say, like, oh, you're totally disrespecting the Pacers. So
you are.
Knicks. So let's think about it like this: a Knicks OKC series. How many games is that decided and who wins?
Best. Okay, I think OKC could, in theory, if they play their best and New York played their best, OKC could win in 6.
If the Knicks are playing at their absolute best, Knicks or OKC?
I just said Thunder are playing at their absolute best. I say if both bring their A game, OKC would win in 6.
Okay, and if
the Knicks brought their best and OKC was slightly worse, then yeah, the Knicks would win in 7.
How about an OKC Pacers series? How many games? Who wins?
I would still say 6.
Oh, I don't know. I think Knicks in 7, man. Knicks in 7.
Because I keep telling you, Indiana just mollywopped Cleveland very well, and even then, like after beating Cleveland, they're still the underdog in this series, continuing.
Yeah.
So there's also a chip on their shoulder.
Because the narrative on the Cavs is that they're a regular season team, man.
Yeah, that happened because Indiana beat them. That was not really a narrative. Who did they lose last year? Weren't they like a 4 seed?
Yeah, they were a 4 seed. They lost to the Magic. No. Sorry, they beat the Magic in like 6 or 7, and then they lost to the Celtics in 4 or 5.
Yeah, but I think the narrative really got hammered home after Indiana did with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I still didn't really fear the Cavs.
Sure.
I mean, I feared them more than I feared the Pacers.
Yeah, but if you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, because this is personal, man. Like, oh my god, personal. All those Hicks, the Knicks versus Hicks, man. Like those damn.
Whoa!
Yeah, Knicks versus Hicks.
That's a thing? I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I don't think. Does Indiana call it that?
I don't know. Is Hick a slur?
I don't think so, but I wouldn't want to be called Hick. Personally, Personally, even if I was one, I don't know if I don't know if I would.
Indianapolis.
I don't know if I'd
dude.
want to. Let me say it this way: it sounds like I would not want to be called one by someone who's not.
I mean, I don't know. The Pacers, man, their arena's out in the
That's
country.
all I'll say.
They don't move tickets. It's probably the only building out there with 4 walls and a roof. Friggin' smell you later, Indiana. Boo!
I can't wait to use all those clips when Indiana's up 3-2 going into Game 6.
It's not gonna happen, man. I'm sorry. I take it back. I don't want to say it's not gonna happen. Nothing's out of the equation.
No,
here I am backpedaling.
Out in the air.
But like,
look at you backpedaling.
but like, dude, I can't wait as a Knicks fan. My heart is saying I can't wait to freaking stomp the Pacers. That's what I want to. That's what I want to see. Don't let your foot off the gas, man. Because these guys, because they beat our practice squad last year, think that they can just. They're all that. I mean, they did just beat the 66-16 Cavs, so we're gonna see. But
everybody keeps saying Tyrese Halliburton's overrated.
I never say that. I never say that.
Yeah, but you got the majority of the NBA saying of who is the most overrated, like who's the most overrated player. They think it's Tyrese. Wouldn't that be such a story?
That's kind of toxic. I can't believe that they have players vote on which of their colleagues is the most overrated. That's kind of crazy.
I wish they would release who voted for who. I think
that would be wild.
Because if you're gonna say something, say it with your chest.
It's a
Don't
fact.
hide behind anonymity.
Indeed.
You think Tyrese Halliburton's overrated? Say it with your chest.
For real.
I'll say it right. I won't say it because I don't think he is. If I think someone's overrated, I'm gonna put my chest out and say it.
Exactly.
Luka, bomb.
No, he's a
Super
dog. He's awesome. All right.
He's super easy. Bomb. Luka Doncic, you heard it now.
I think
Luka Don, thumbs down.
Luka Don, thumbs
down.
up. Keep doing what you're doing. Luka. I think this concludes the Prime Time with Taft and Phil hour. We're going to be back tomorrow with one of my professors from Temple, my sports sociology professor, Dr. Gardner. She runs a podcast herself, actually. It's called STHM.
Related to a mod in any way?
I've got to ask. I wouldn't be surprised though, because she's
related to a mod Gardner.
She's related. Well, actually, no. She's related to Sauce. But not a mod.
Who? I've never heard of this person.
Sauce.
I know a mod. The mod corner for the Jets, right? Cornerback.
No. Sauce Gardner, corner for the Jets.
Yeah, a mod Gardner. Yeah. I know.
I mean, I know that she's related to Sauce.
Why do you call him that? Wait, why do you call him that?
Because that's his name.
Is it?
Yeah, man. Saucy G. Saucy G.
It sounds more like a mod to me.
I don't know, man. I don't know where you get your information from. Never heard of a mod.
Listen. Sauce. You want to have a name like that, like actually be good in coverage. So tackle players. I don't know.
Yeah, he's pretty good, man. He's pretty good. I mean, his rookie year, he was the best cornerback ever.
Get out of here with that.
Yeah, man. I mean, he had a sophomore slump. I don't think anybody was emotionally checked into the Jets locker room last year, man.
Even the best from his class? Is he the best cornerback in his draft class?
Yeah, dude. Freaking who else? Derek Stingley. There's levels, man.
Oh, really? All right. You don't think Stingley's better, huh? I don't know, man.
Are you pulling up some stats right now? I don't know. We can.
I'm looking at the players.
I want to go eat my dinner. I want to go eat
the best corner. He's definitely not the best corner in the league, bro. He ain't even close.
I mean, in his rookie year, yeah, Gardner.
In his rookie year, he was the no.
Yeah, he was.
No.
He was a lockdown guy. He was cooking everybody, bro.
You forget about the guy in Denver?
Saucy G. Yeah.
I got a guy named Patrick Surtain.
Pat Surtain. Whatever.
Yeah, better.
He's. I mean,
better.
Better. Yeah.
Better.
Yeah. Sure. That year he was. Yeah. I mean, all time.
Still better. Still better.
All time he was better. But that season,
Better.
Gardner was a dog.
Dude, Sauce can't even tackle people anymore. Or I misspoke. Ahmad.
See, you know his name.
Yeah, but like, it shouldn't really be. You can't have the name Sauce if you're not gonna have it. I don't see self sauce because I don't got the sauce. Neither does he.
I mean, but he has the sauce. He's dating Ice Spice, dude.
He's dating a Lego figure. That's great, man. Good for him.
She is not a Lego figure. She is a person.
Oh yes,
she is very gorgeous to me.
She's got the afro. that's the Lego piece. It's like an orange, little afro.
No, she doesn't have the afro anymore.
What is it worth?
Yeah, she's got like the braids going.
Whatever, man.
Look, man, his name is Saucy G. He's the best cornerback in the league, and he's dating Ice Spice. Okay? Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right, we're at an hour and 15 minutes. This concludes the prime time, the prime time with Taff and Phil hour. We're gonna be back tomorrow at the same time for Nick's pregame with Dr. G. So excited to have Dr. G on. She's gonna be coming with the takes. I've already got a bunch of stuff written up. It's nothing too complex. It's just little things that I want to say. Because she will engage in fired up sports debate.
Okay.
I'm very excited for the fake Deep Friday because she will, my stoner question of the week basically, because she will just go all in on that.
I hated the one today.
Well, yeah, today's was bad. My question today was pretty mid, but like, oh man.
Talking pillow? Congrats. I'm not going to be able to sleep. Thanks, man. Cool.
Well, if your pillow could talk... Yeah, I think my pillow would roast me if it could talk.
Yeah, but I don't want my pillow talking.
Well, yeah, neither do I. It's not really a question of if you wanted it to.
Anyway, go Pacers. Break the hearts of the New York Knicks. Break the hearts of the New York Knicks.
Go New York, go New York, go New York.
It's just look. I clock in at the Hater Building very early. I clock out very late. I get paid overtime. It's my job.
This guy. Stomping on his stomping grounds. This guy.
No.
I
do what I want.
That's absolutely criminal. Knicks in 6. And have a great night. We will see you tomorrow at 6 o'clock Eastern. Oh, also, get your popcorn, get your pizza, get your wings for whatever you're gonna eat. For Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Tune in. I know I'm gonna be doing that. All right.
Yeah. Thunder probably win Game 1 by 30.
I would say 20. 20.
I'd say 30. They're going to make statement. They're going to make statement Game 1. They're going to come out the same energy they did against Denver. Aaron Wiggins.
No.
Oh, bet whatever Aaron Wiggins is on points, bet the over.
See what Aaron Wiggins' over is, just out of curiosity, because I do feel like he's gonna be one of those guys that flies under the radar in a Game 1.
Well, yeah.
Man, I'm so hungry. But yeah, whatever Aaron Wiggins is,
gosh, yeah, I'm
lock
so
it in.
Hungry. Gosh, yeah, dude, I'm so hungry.
I'm so hungry.
Gosh, yeah, dude, I'm so hungry. Gosh, yeah, dude, I'm so hungry.
I'm so hungry.